Rey being like, I am a Skywalker. I was like, I can see where you're coming from, but you're not. I was like, but you're not. I was like, you're a Palpatine. Please own that. I was like, bitch. I was like, join the dark side and own it. People, what's up dudes? Welcome back to the Nano Gear. My name is Mason. Today dudes, we're here in Star Wars BF2, Best Friends 2, Battlefront 2 to discuss the rise of Skywalker. In-depth, spoiler talk, / review from your boy Nano Gear. Now this is not my kind of thing, I don't really review films or you do spoiler talks, but when it comes to this trilogy dog, when it comes to Star Wars, when it comes to I need to talk about this, so I'm gonna play some SWBF2 while we do this. So, apologies if I'm in and out, apologies for a lot of cuts, but yeah, hopefully this isn't too long, and hopefully you enjoy. So, smash like. Let's dive on in, dude. Let's dibbity-bup dive. There's also a new map, Asian class or Asian class. I'm not too concrete on its pronunciation, but there's a new map in BF2. I've yet to see it, so hopefully we'll see it in this. I'm gonna play as Rey, it's only fitting. We got Palps on the scene. Why hasn't Palps got a new freaking skin, dog? That's vexed me. Because he legit should have a new skin. Maybe it'll come out in the future. It's a possibility. And like I said, this is spoiler talk, so I am Rey Skywalker. Get this mind trick. Anakin, I'm coming for you. Or Vader. I mean, technically I'm like, oh, Palps, please, grandfather. I need to leave. Where should I begin? I don't know. I've watched a couple reviews already just to see like how their structure was, because like I said, this is not my thing. I don't usually do film reviews or show reviews, what have you. I'm contemplating doing Mandalorian reviews, but it depends on how this goes. But then again, it's Rise of Skywalker reviews, spoiler talk. I'm not going to please everyone, so I guarantee you there's going to be hate. I'm prepared for the hate. Come at me, my dudes. I don't give no shits. Mind trick. I've seen the future, bitch. I'm your granddaughter, but not really. Am I technically related to Vader? I don't know. I really don't know. The plot is a little bit convoluted. As of this latest trilogy, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, there are some plot holes. So like, this movie isn't perfect. If you're expecting a perfect ending to the 9th, I just don't understand why JJ tried to wrap up all 9 films, dog. I mean, applaud to the man, he achieved the impossible, but he didn't have to do all 9, dog. Considering he spent half the film, that's why it's a convoluted mess, is because half the film, dog, Rise of Skywalker, JJ ends up trying to correct the mistakes in which Rian Johnson made in The Last Jedi. Or just correct the timeline. He's like, yo, this isn't my story, you kind of fucked up some things for me, I have to I have to reprimand it, I have to waste an hour of movie time and plot to fix this shit, and it's really convoluted. My lightsaber just fell over. That's no joke. My lightsaber just fell over. I need help. I'm trying to run away. I'm a Palpatine. I know how to hide. Oh no, hopefully it's a lot cleaner than it's going currently, because in post, obviously, I will try my best to make sense out of this review / spoiler talk. It's probably not best that I'm playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 at the same time, because obviously multitasking is not favorable for your boy. How's he hitting me still? I know you're Palpatine, but god damn, you was OP. What? So yeah, I feel like the film suffers due to its predecessor. I feel like if The Last Jedi wasn't a thing, if the 8th movie was in JJ's hands, then this film would not have been the way that it turned out to be, dog. Because Rian Johnson, honestly, why did they give it to different directors? That's what just doesn't make sense to me, dog. The first 6 films was all George Lucas, was it not? So, regardless, I did enjoy the film. The film was most certainly enjoyable. I had a blast watching this movie. I watched it with my best friend, who ended up, we actually brought beers into the cinema, because when you go to the cinema late night, they sell beers, and I did not know that. And we were kind of turned. But then again, because you can get beers in the cinema, everyone was turned, and everyone was laughing at some CGI moments, and it was an enjoyable movie experience. It was funny, dog. It was funny. There really was a separation, though, because you could see that like half the cinema was like TLJ and half the cinema was TFA, as in the 7th movie and the 8th movie. So like you had fans from both sides, and it was like you had, there were conflicting moments, dog. Like Raylo, half the cinema was like yes, and half the cinema was like, oh, what the fuck, God no. So like I said, it wasn't. It was always going to be a convoluted and conflicting movie, dog. It's not going to please everyone, but for the true OG fans, I feel like it's a respectful send-off for the trilogy, dog. I feel like it's a nice ending. It's a nice ending. Now, that doesn't mean I'm completely and utterly satisfied with the ending, dog. There are certain things that I was triggered by, like Rey being like, I am a Skywalker. I was like, I can see where you're coming from, but you're not. I was like, but you're not. I was like, you're a Palpatine. Please own that. I was like, bitch. I was like, join the dark side and own it. It is what it is. Sometimes you don't always get what you want, and it just be like that. You gotta. I'm a little bit salty. I'm not gonna lie. Palpatine went way too fast. I loved everything about Palpatine, in his appearance, in his power. Palpatine's OP as heck in this film. The lightning, dog. When he shoots off that lightning, it was the whole cinema went silent. Whole cinema went silent. Holy crap. But like in a gasp motion. I saw half the cinema literally put their hands to their face in like just awe. Because it was a what the fuck moment. Did I get you, Vader? Come here, my boy. Wow, okay, I did not mean to push you that far. Come back. Daddy-o. I'm not finished. Come here. Oh! Yeah, overall, dog, I really enjoyed the movie. But yeah, the first hour was like a... There were so many cuts, dog, to just and half the things that they set up just didn't come to fruition. Like, what did Finn want to tell Rey? What do you want to tell her the whole time? It just became like a running gag after a while. And I know I'm sucking ass in the game. You can fucking criticize me for that, but I'm trying my best to talk about the movie, not so much the gameplay. Oh, Palp is gone. Granddaddy, come back to me. I want to join you, yes. I want to join you. Oh, come back. Bitch, there were so many notable highlights throughout the film. Like Rey's initial use of the Force lightning. Now, when that came out, when that popped, dog, I legit spazzed in my seat, and I'm pretty sure a few people laughed at me, and I didn't even care. I was like, damn! When she... Because the shock and awe, it was legit shock and awe. She backed up. Kylo was like, oh, it's real. And it just confirmed it, dog. For me, anyway, it confirmed it instantly. I was like, that's Palpatine's granddaughter. I was like, well, oh my fucking Christ. Excuse my cursing, but I was absolutely blown away by that. And Chewie, I legit thought Chewie died, bruh. But he didn't, thank God. Thank God he did not. I can see their like half their points. Because the first hour of this movie is JJ making up for The Last Jedi. If you want to front this movie, dog, main reason, in my opinion, you've got going for you is that you appreciate The Last Jedi. And this isn't it. This isn't a continuation from that. Because The Last Jedi, in my personal opinion, wasted time. It didn't really develop anyone's character. It just fucking wasted time. It created the whole Force connection and whatnot, but it ruined Luke's character. Like, you don't need to watch The Last Jedi in order to watch this movie. You don't. This is plain and simple, you don't. Yeah, I'm not here to talk about The Last Jedi. I'm here to talk about the rise of Skywalker. And I, for one, appreciate the fan service. I can see why a lot of people hated on it because it was a lot. It was a lot of it. But it was the right fan service to me, to me personally. Like the moment with Luke, I'm gonna spitball for a second. The moment with Luke when he brought the X-wing out of the water for Rey, I can't remember the exact dialogue because there was a lot of cuts in this movie. So particular scenes, I'm gonna have to wait for like my second watch through to give more detailed analysis. But oh god, man, some of the fan service like got me tearing up, and that was one of the prime moments. Is when Luke brought the X-wing out of the water as a Force ghost. I was like, yo, oh, it made me tear up. And we got a flashback with. I'm not gonna go in order, by the way. If you're expecting like a chronological order, scene by scene review, find someone else, dude. This movie, from where there was so many like cuts to different places and different. And there were like flashbacks, and then there were memories we hadn't even seen, and then there were recreated memories, like the scene with Han Solo, because he's not a Force ghost. Han Solo did not use the Jedi. Han Solo was a memory, and Ben was just seeing it, like his perspective was changed because of current events. That's my take on it, because if he was a Force ghost, dog, He would have been like holographic. He would have been blue. There would have been an outline. No, it was a memory. So that's my explanation on that. Because I watched a couple of reviews and they didn't add. They actually assumed that Han Solo was a Force ghost, and I was like, no. I was like, Leia knows the Force, can use the Force, is a Jedi essentially. As of this new trilogy, I didn't realize that in the original trilogy, but yes, she is. And she actually has a saber, dog. I had no idea she had a lightsaber. That just kind of came out freaking nowhere. Maybe that's canon in the comics. I'm not too certain because I haven't dived too deep into the comics as of yet. I've seen all of Palpatine and Vader stuff from the comics, but when it comes to the light side, no, not as much. Anyways, I'm spitballing way too much right now. So let me go back to the start, where it all began. So I didn't like how they opened it up with the text just kind of revealing that Palpatine is alive, as opposed to us seeing it. I was really hoping for some sort of shock and awe moment on screen where, out of nowhere, mid-sentence, Palpatine just cuts in to like a somehow, some way, shape, or form, like cuts in through speakers or cuts in through like a Force speech. I don't know, and just as laughter or something. But no, instead we just got the reveal through text, and I was like, eh. But then again, like I said, the whole first half of this film does feel rushed because JJ is trying to make up for The Last Jedi, and I can't fault him for that. I just can't. I can't. All I can do is applaud the man, because he did such a fucking fantastic job making up for that piece of shit. Like, that's how I feel about it now. I didn't feel about that until seeing this movie, but that's how I feel about it, dog. That's how I feel about it. Knights of Ren, they didn't do anything. They literally did nothing but look cool and be like angsty teens and just kind of stomp about for pretty much the entire duration of the movie. And at the very end, I'm jumping. I know, I apologize. Dislike if you want, dog. I'm not used to doing movie reviews, but this is my best take on... Like, I need to speak about this. I need to get this off my chest. I loved it. Overall, I did love it, but there are some things that just didn't sit right with me, and that's the reason for this talk. So if you appreciate that, hit that like. I appreciate you. So the Knights of Ren, they did nothing until the end of the movie, where Ben, due to the memories being rewritten or whatever in his own head, his perspective being changed, to him being pulled to the light by Leia. That was a moment that made me cry, with Leia using the last of her strength. That was a solid out for the character of Leia, and it made me fucking cry my eyes out, dog. But yeah, but Ben, justified, dog, justified. I'm not completely satisfied with what happened with Ben in the ending, but yeah, I'm jumping ahead again. Knights of Ren, they literally did nothing up until the end, where they turned on Ben because he turned to light, which I did like. I did like that. Not from the Knights of Ren, but from Ben's part, because I didn't see that coming. When he just pulled up with the blaster like his dad, I was like, oh shit! I was like, that's kind of cool. It didn't really fit, but I saw what they were going for, and I liked it. I liked it. I'm a sucker for shit like that. And he pulled up and took on... He just took hits at first, dog, and I was like, shit, is this it? Is this where he goes down? But no, he made it through. He made it to Rey, and so much shit goes down in that chamber. It's really quick, but a lot happens. Palpatine has the chat with Rey and talks about... Because this is while, I guess Kylo's fighting the Knights of Ren, I believe. I saw this last night, bear in mind. I did not watch this, like, right before recording this. I've had a lot of sleep, and I actually drank throughout the movie because it was very late night viewing, and I have worked all day. Anyways, this is relevant. Palpatine, he calls Rey Empress Palpatine and asks her to take the throne. He asks her to strike him down and essentially absorb his life essence and take the throne of the Sith and rule the galaxy. And I thought that was... I got chills. When he said Empress Palpatine, that thought never even entered my mind. And it was just sick. It was sick. Again, I've jumped like way from the start to the end. But it's because I was just trying to touch on the Knights of Ren's point. Yeah, they literally did nothing, dog. They did nada. You didn't even see the full fight between... Because there was too much, dog. There was too much to fit in. And I chalk it all up to The Last Jedi just wasting time, dog, and not developing anything. So JJ literally had to just squeeze, like, his idea of movie number 8 and movie number 9 into one movie. That's the product of The Last Jedi, dog. That's the conclusion we have of The Rise of Skywalker, is 2 movies squeezed into one because The Last Jedi just wasted time. That's how I feel. You're entitled to your own opinion. Leave it down below. I would like to hear your thoughts. I'm not trying to force this upon you. No pun intended. Yeah, I did really appreciate what they did with Ben. In the end, because there was the whole like foreshadowing when Rey actually uses. Rey has god tier power. Everyone has god tier powers. Like Palpatine is OP in this movie. He does some shit we've never seen before. Then again, everyone kind of does. Because the Force. But damn, it's really amplified in this movie. In the sense that Palpatine literally takes out like 1 billion ships. With fucking ease. But that's with good reason, because he steals the life force, life essence, the Force powers of both Ben and Rey. In one fell swoop, dog. I was like, nothing doesn't it? But it was sick. But it was sick because he came back to life. You saw his fingers grow back. You saw the Sith eyes, the yellow-red, come back. And the cackle. And I was giddy. I was geeking out. And I was just, oh, it was great. It was great. It was great. I didn't feel like it took away from the previous 6. I feel like it did nicely tie them all together. The only negative in my eyes, dudes, is the fact that The Last Jedi wasted time and he had to squeeze so much in, so it seemed rushed. In my personal opinion, this movie would have been like a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 if it was 3 or 3.5 hours long, because that's the time needed to do, in my opinion, what JJ thought he had to do. Like, what, seeing the movie, there were just so many and if you've seen the movie as well, which if you haven't, I don't know why you're here. I'm sorry for spoiling everything for you, but I don't know why you're here. Then yeah, you could tell, like I could tell, he just tried to squeeze too much in too short of a time frame. 2.5 hours for essentially 2 scripts, 2 full movie scripts? No, what? And that's why the dialogue seems so janky, is because like everything was rushed. But I still enjoyed it. And that's the conflicting part. I mean, like, obviously I can see its flaws, I can see both sides, but I fucking enjoyed it. At the end of the day, dog. I came out of there with a smile. I came out of there questioning a lot of things, which I always do at the end of the Star Wars movie. But yeah, then with time, the plot holes came. I was like, wait, so anyone can force heal now? Nani? But then I realized, hold up, it's not exclusive to Yoda, and Ben only was able to bring Rey back because he switched to the light. Because the Sith can't force heal, they can only force train. They only take. As far as I'm aware, correct me if I'm wrong down below. Also hit that like if you're enjoying it so far. Because I'm not used to, this is not my type of thing, dude. I'm just spitballing. I should have been playing, but I'm actually a lot more focused when I'm not playing. This is just kind of a nice backdrop. We've got Anakin, the OG. So anyway, another. Now that I've kind of gone from like start to finish, I know I jumped, but I'm going to touch on moments in between, and then I'll try to nicely wrap it up, if that makes sense. So another prime moment for me, dog, was also real quick. I love the dynamic between the light cast, like the light side of this story, I guess. Like let me speak. I can't speak. I'm too excited, and I need this side off so I can actually hear my own voice. The dynamic between Poe, Rey, and Finn, beautiful, absolutely hilarious, hilariously written, beautiful flow. I loved it. Yes, it seemed a little bit rushed, but I've already gone over that too many times now. I loved it. It was really funny. They had me cackling the first 10 minutes. They're so sassy with one another, and they just kind of know the ins and outs of one another. Yeah, the question, dog, with Finn. Finn feels wasted to me. Finn was heavily wasted. He had a lot of potential. He could have been a fucking Jedi. They could have easily made him a Jedi. The fact that the way he was written in The Force Awakens in comparison to this, with him just being like, a feeling. That moment had me, I was creasing up, but because it was so cheesy. I was like, come on. They've done this numerous times in this film alone, but at that point, like the music, there was like a music drop for it. There was a drop for it. Like everything cut off and then it zoomed in very close up on Finn's face and he turned to the right, I believe, with like a big old smirk and was just like, a feeling. And I heard several other people just like, what the fuck? Because it's just like, what? He's not a Jedi. What? Everyone uses the Force now, but I guess Finn, because I'm assuming he loves Rey. I'm assuming that's the thing he needed to tell her, but because obviously Reylo happened, it just didn't feel right concluding his line with that. Maybe we'll get that in the next trilogy, I don't know. There's a lot still to come, because there's a lot left unanswered. But yeah, another pinnacle moment, Chewie being captured. When Chewie was captured, dog, and Finn saw it and screamed for Rey. Finn literally screamed Rey about 20 times in this movie, I'm not gonna lie. There's at least like 10 different shots of Finn just, Rey! Somewhere else, Rey! Somewhere else, Rey! Somewhere else, Rey. It's just... But then again, that's been his theme, this whole, he's just trying to reach her. To meet her. To tell her how he feels. Obviously, he was having a battle with himself in the first movie, but now he's found himself, and he just wanted to tell her, but then Reylo... So there's a lot left unanswered. Finn was wasted, in my opinion, but I do kind of appreciate his character in this movie. Like, his actor, John Boyega, none of the actors or actresses did a bad job in this film. Everyone smashed it. But it just... TLJ, that's all I'm going to say, man. TLJ. They had to work with what they had, and they did the best with what they had, man. They did the best. They did not tarnish the name of Anakin Skywalker. You actually heard all of the Jedi at one point speak through Rey and to Rey. It was really sick. Like, you heard Ezra, you heard, Ezra. You heard Ahsoka, you heard Mace Windu, you heard Yoda, you heard Anakin prominently. You heard Luke. Oh, man, there's so many points I haven't even touched on yet. Yeah, Chewie's capture, Rey's Force lightning, shock and awe out the arse, dude. Shock and awe out the butt. Absolutely took me by surprise. Because I confirmed it in a second for me. I was like, Palpatine's descendant. I was like, oh my god, they're taking this route. They're taking this route. Damn, they're taking this route. And it wasn't actually ever explained how Palpatine survived. Like I said, they literally just wrote him in the entrance, in the opening text. Apologies, I'm still sick. I'm a little bit congested. So yeah, they wrote him in the opening text, and so we got no actual like backstory or reveal as to how he came back, how he survived all this time. But in my opinion, he didn't survive. Man was dead. Man was on a huge mechanical arm, fingers gone, eyes literally white like a zombie. And he was just speaking, dog. He couldn't move. He was on the mechanical arm. So, was he even alive? How was he alive? Questions. You know what I mean? Questions, dude. But who did he fuck? How was Rey? Like, how did Rey come to be? I know we got a touch on that, and obviously like Rey's parents chose to be nobody. That was a little bit of an eye roll for me. For me personally. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know your thoughts on contrast to my thoughts at any point down below, because I appreciate your perspective. I really do. Dislikes or likes, just let me know, dude. Let me know. It's all about the theories. It's all about the chats. It's my first time doing this, and that's the whole reason I'm doing it, is so I can get the feedback. Yeah, I didn't feel like it tarnished Anakin's legacy. Chewie dog being taken, shock and awe. There were so many twists in this movie. We got a nice flashback with Leia and Luke that like we'd never fucking seen before. In Jedi training, Luke was training Leia, and she had a lightsaber, and it was... Oh man, the Skywalkers, man. They absolutely did justice in this movie. Ben with his redemption arc, Luke being justified with the X-Wing and him catching the saber and being like, a Jedi's weapon is not to be just. I was like, oh, they did the Skywalkers justice. And I think that's why it's called Rise of Skywalker. The ending doesn't make so much sense to me, like physically, because she is a Palpatine, but I can see why at the same time she said that, because she was essentially like the only family she knows is Luke and Leia. And to see them as Force ghosts in the distance at the end on Tatooine after burying this, I was, oh, that was nice. That was nice. It was very nice and very well thought and played out, and I appreciated it. So if you did, let me know down below. I know I probably missed out several moments, whatnot. If you want to leave moments I left out, because like I said, there was a lot. This is like 2 movies, dog. If I want to touch on every single moment in this review, spoiler talk, I will be here for days. Goddamn. Overall, I really enjoyed the movie. There weren't nearly as many, like, the positives outweighed the negatives, dog. There are only a few negatives, and I feel like those will be wrapped up. But I don't know, because this is the end of the Skywalker story. But then again, Rey's story is being continued, but then she is a Skywalker. I'm a little bit conflicted still. Her new saber was cool, made from a staff. Yellow. Is that to signify her acceptance? Her acceptance as a Palpatine and a Skywalker? I don't know. There's, like I said, there's questions, there's answers left to like Finn's line. There's so many lines that just haven't really finished yet. But the Skywalkers, though, they did them justice, and I appreciate the title, I appreciate the movie, I appreciate JJ, I appreciate all of you. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts down below, whether it be conflicting, whether it be feedback on like my part, whether it just be hate. Like, just let me know, dog. At the end of the day, hope you have a nice day, and this is me, dog, for the review. This is the first time I've done something like this. Apologies, it was very sketchy, very botched in terms of editing, but we'll see how it goes, dog. I had fun, and I really enjoyed the movie. I hope you did too. May the Force be with you always.